Yes, can we start now?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Yeah, hope you all are following whatever the directives are there laid down by government in context to Corona.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Good, 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 good. So I'm expecting you all are at your home and doing study, or maybe whatever time you are getting, you are utilizing it properly for your development.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So anyway, we will start our session now. I think I am observing over here total 42 participants. Okay. So I just make some changes that I have muted everyone on entry. Then are you able to see screen over here?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes,
Okay.
sir.
Yeah. Yeah. Take it. See whatever mail I have forwarded to you related to our chapter errors and statistics. Some background noise is there. I just make it correct.
मधुरा अपना कॉल म्यूट कर दे.
Hmm. Okay, whatever screen you are observing over here, that is errors and statistics. So we are referring Auguste textbook of pharmaceutical analysis. So these are the points we have to cover in that. Mean and standard deviation, one statistical tool is there. Then distribution of random errors, that is normal distribution. Reliability of results, that is Q test, rejection value. That test we have to do. Then confidence interval, comparison of results. In that students T test and F test is there. Paired T test is there. Correlation and regression is there. So I think if you remember already we have done about mean and standard deviation. In that we have seen formulas related to standard deviation, coefficient of variation, then normal distribution we have seen. Then in reliability of results, do you remember Q value or rejection value? That test also we have done in a class. Confidence interval, that formula also we have seen. Now today we are talking about comparison of results, that is students T test and F test. So already we have initiated about students T test, and I think one or two problems we have taken related to students T test. If you remember, this is Ogil's book, and this is a PDF document, and already I think I have forwarded through Hardik to in your group, so that you can also see. That is the chapter number 4, that is errors and statistics. So in that, if you see over here, error, statistics and sampling. So I just quick revise whatever the points we have covered through this, whatever the text I am just scrolling over here. Number of content you will observe, but whatever our syllabus points are there, that only we are going to cover over here in the chapter. And you can mark also, or you can just write down somewhere in your notebook maybe which particular tools we have to do. So first point is about mean, mode, and standard deviation. So this is the point. See, mean and standard deviation. So what is the mean? Whatever the average values we are taking, and whatever the standard deviations. So we have seen these formulas. See, these are the some values we have: x1, x2, x3, and this is arithmetic mean. Is nothing but all values divided by number of observations. Then spread of the values is measured most efficiently by the standard deviation. So this is a standard deviation formula we have used. x1 minus x bar square divided by n minus 1. This is about standard deviation. Then this is a relative standard deviation if you observe in whatever PDF you have. Then coefficient of variation, that is s divided by x into 100, that is coefficient of variation. This measure is often expressed as a percentage, so that's why we are mentioning it as a CV. Then see, we have done this problem, analysis of sample. Then you had written all these values, then calculate mean, standard deviation, and coefficient of variation for the values. So this observation table we had done in a class. Then you calculated for x minus x bar square, x minus x bar x square, a summation of x and summation of this. So mean we got over here. Addition of all these observations 71.30, and mean 71.30 divided by number of observations. So that will be 7.13. Then standard deviation S value 0.0182 divided by 9, and this is the CV value multiplied with 100. So in this way we have calculated about mean, standard deviation, and coefficient of variation. Then we have seen distribution of random errors. Whatever analytical experiment we are doing in a lab, for example titration, the number of observations we are getting, so all the values will lie on this Gaussian curve, isn't it? This is the mean value, and whatever observations will be there, that will lie about this mean value. So that is called as a distribution of random errors or Gaussian curve. Then we had seen where we have to use sigma and where we have to use mu word, that is the Greek letters, standard deviation and mean, isn't it? Then reliability of results. What is the meaning of reliability of results? That is nothing but Q value or Q test. So for that we have used, or we had done this problem. The following of values were obtained for the determination of cadmium. So 4 values आपको दिया था. According to that you have to find out which value we have to select or reject. So formula. So Q is questionable value minus nearest value divided by largest value minus smallest value. So here one standard table is there. You have to compare whatever value you are getting. For example, answer is 0.727. So you will get critical value. See, if the calculated value of Q is exceeds the critical value given in the Q table. So don't worry about Q table. You will get value. For example, number of observations are 4. Critical value you have to consider maybe 0.831 or 0.83, whatever value you will get. So here they have given appendix and all those things. So you will get, when you will refer Hogel book at that time, you will get appendix, in appendix 14 all the Q values based on number of observations. So there is no need to read or maybe mug up all those Q values and all those things. In a problem, here only examiner will give you. See, here number of observations are 4. So along with that, you will get critical value for 4, how much it should be. So here they have mentioned, in this example, Q calculated is 0.727 and Q critical for a sample size of 4, see over here, is 0.831, isn't it? So hence the results should be retained. So according to that, you have to match with standard critical value or the Q value. So this point also we have done. Then confidence interval. This was also point that already we have done this particular point. What is a confidence interval? We have to find out proper range, isn't it? If you read this point, when a small number of observations is made, the value of the standard deviation S doesn't by itself give a measure of how close the sample mean X bar might be the true mean. So it is possible to calculate the confidence interval to estimate the range within which the true mean may be found. So this is a major application or maybe major use of confidence interval as a statistical tool. So how will you calculate? The formula is there. See, confidence limits of mu for whatever our observations is equal to X bar means whatever the mean plus or minus T into S divided by square root of N. T is what? It is a parameter that depends upon number of degrees of freedom and the confidence level required. Here also same table of the T value is given for a different degrees of freedom in appendix 12. So here also examiner will provide you whatever problem he or she will ask in exam. So he or she will give you key for 10 number of observations, refer T value this and this. See, this is a problem we had taken in a class. The mean of 4 determinations of the copper content of a sample of an alloy was 8.27 with a standard deviation 0.17. Calculate 95% confidence limit for the true value. So this is a formula for that. Confidence limit for this is equal to 8.27. See this formula. 8.27 plus or minus T value is 3.18, S value is 0.17, or number of observations 4. So here you will get range 8.27 plus or minus 0.27. So you will see over here the 95% confidence that the true value of the copper content lies in the range of 8. Why this value came 8? Because they did what? 8.27 minus 0.27. So obviously it will come as a 8. And 8.27 plus 0.27. So it will come as a 8.54. So according to that, you will get range over here. Isn't it? Then this is a point, comparison of results. So are you with me?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yes,
so
sir.
Yeah, good. So already we have done this exercise in a class, isn't it? So just to get a link for you, we have started from first point. Now see, next point will be comparison of results. So why statistics is important, means in analytical chemistry, we are doing number of experiments in classes or maybe in laboratories. So at that time, analyst will be different, or maybe we are doing same experiment maybe today or maybe after 7 days also. So confidence we require, maybe whatever result we are getting, that will be in a range or maybe correct. So that's why we are using all these statistical tools. So in comparison of results, if you read this point, the comparison of the values obtained from a set of results with either the true value or other sets of data makes it possible to determine whether the analytical procedure has been accurate and or precise, or if it is a superior to another method. So for that purpose, these two tools are required for comparison of results. First point is what? Key, whatever our result that is matching with the true value, to get confirmation of that. And second point, whatever method we are doing, so whether our method is better or accurate as compared to previous method or earlier method. So to get that comparison also, these tests are important. So which are that two tests? The first is students t-test, isn't it? This is a name of tool or statistical tool, students t-test. And second is the variance ratio test, that is f-test. So in examination, you will get two types of problems are there. maybe you will get write a short note on F test, or maybe give significance of F test or significance of students T test. Maybe 1 or 2 marks kind of question will be there. So first point we should write about comparison of results. Both tests are useful for comparison of results. Second point you can write to match with the true value, and say, and another point we can write to whatever analytical procedure we are developing, whether that is accurate, precise, or it is a superior to another method for comparison purpose. That is the main objective of t-test as well as variance ratio test or f-test. So here you have to remember synonym word also, because many students get confused. What is variance ratio test? For example, question will be there, write a significance of variance ratio test. तो हम लोगों ने मैक्सिमम फोकस दिया हुआ रहता है टी टेस्ट एंड एफ टेस्ट. एफ टेस्ट ही हमें पता होता है, बट दिस इज अ सिनोनिम वर्ड फॉर दैट, वेरिएंस रेशियो टेस्ट. So according to that you have to consider these 2 points, two tests, t test as well as variance ratio test. Then we will move further. Now one question will be there in your mind. We have seen degrees of freedom means what. For example, number of observations are 10. Then we are considering n minus 1, 10 minus 1, 9 degrees of freedom, isn't it? So what is that exactly? So if you read this paragraph, these methods of test require knowledge of what is known as the number of degrees of freedom. So in statistical terms, this is the number of independent values necessary to determine the statistical quantity. And thus a sample of n values as a n degrees of freedom, while the summation of x minus x bar square is considered to have n minus 1 degrees of freedom. As for any defined value of mean, only n minus values can be freely assigned. So that is the nth being automatically defined from the other values. Are you getting this point? What is the degree of freedom? This is the number of independent values necessary to determine statistical quantity. अगर 15 values है तो 15 minus 1 आपका degrees of freedom रहेगा 40, like that. Then we have seen about this students t-test, isn't it? This is a test used for small samples. Its purpose is to compare the mean from a sample with some standard value and to express some level of confidence in the significance of the comparison. It is also used to test the difference between the means of two sets of data, x1 bar and x2 bar. Suppose if you have a two set of values, titration reading hai, for example, one person is doing titration, he has a 3 values. Another person is doing titration, he has a 3 values. So whatever the mean they are getting, then we are considering it as a first person x1 bar, second person x2 bar. So it is this test is used to test the difference between the means of two sets of data. Means दोनों ने जो भी analysis किया है, वो how much that is similar or whether they are getting proper result. That comparison we can do with the help of students t-test. So here you have to remember this formula. T is equal to x bar minus mu square root of n divided by s. Mu is what? It is the true value. And here you will get t value ready-made in a problem. For example, in a book they have mentioned you have to refer appendix 12 or t table. But here in a problem you will get t value. Read this problem now. T-test when the true mean is known. If x bar, the mean of 12 determinations, is equal to 8.37 and mu is the true value, that is 7.91, say whether or not this result is significant if the standard deviation is 0.17. Now this is a problem of t-test. So what we have to do? Here you should know the formula. T is equal to this, x bar minus mu square root of n divided by s. And this is a given value. See, from t tables, for 11 degrees of freedom. Why it will 11? Because in our problem we have a total 12 determination, isn't it? So n minus 1 का जो standard value है 11. So for 11 degrees of freedom, this is a standard t value. So probability 0.10 is equal to 1.80, 0.05, 2.20 and 1% के लिए 3.11. So this table you will get in examination, isn't it? Along with this problem, for example, this is a problem. Along with that, you will get this standard table in examination. You have to find out probability. Then what we will do? We will substitute all the values over here. And according to that, we will find out answer 9.4, isn't it? You have to compare. जो भी 9.4 value है, that you have to compare again 10% probability, 5% probability, and 1% probability. So what is your observation? See, as the calculated value for t is 9.4, whatever answer we got by substituting values in a formula, we got 9.4. The result is highly significant. This is an interpretation. The result is highly significant. This is not the case ki just you have to substitute values in a formula and just find out answer. You will get half mark for that. If you write this justification, at that time you will deserve full marks, isn't it? So you have to mention ki t is 9.4, whatever you have calculated, and the result is highly significant. The t table tells us that the probability of obtaining the difference of 0.46. तो ये 0.46 कहाँ से आया है? Between the experimental and the true results is less than 1 in 100. So why this 0.46 come? See, this is a experimental mean 8.37. और कितना आना चाहिए true value? This is a 7.91. Means 8.37 minus 7.91 आप अगर करोगे तो you will get 0.46. Isn't it? So this 0.46 between the experimental and the true result is less than 1 in 100. And this implies that some particular bias exists in the laboratory procedure. So इसमें से what conclusion we can draw? Maybe one person is wrong, or maybe some bias is exists in the laboratory procedure. Means revision is required. Whatever experiment we have done, we have to revise it so that that will fit in the student's t-test. So according to that, you will justify this t-test value. 9.4, you have to compare. जो भी आपका आंसर आएगा, that you have to compare with the standard value. So 10% probability से भी that is very far, 5% से भी far, and 1% से भी far. So obviously we are writing it is highly significant, and this implies that some particular bias exists in the laboratory procedure. So this is the interpretation of your problem. According to that, you have to justify your answer. So this is a problem related to t-test. Isn't it?
In the degrees of freedom, you said that for x minus x bar summation, we choose only n minus 1 degrees of freedom, and the nth is defined by the other value. Sir, how will the nth value be defined by the other value?
No, means whatever our observations are there. So according to that observations, n minus 1 you have to do. Means that is a given statistically. If you refer appendix, isn't it? For example, I just show you over here. For example, this t table, set of t tables, appendix 12. If you see appendix 12 of this book, they have given all the values. For example, 10 value, 10 degrees of freedom, 11, 12, 13, and they have mentioned this probability. This probability 1.80, 2.20, and 3.1 at these three bracket 10%, 5%, and 1%. So that value we are using as a standard one. We are not doing or we are not calculating. So that value we are using as a standard.
That is for the t-test, right? But if you scroll up where it is mentioned that what is degree of freedom, where it mentions what degrees of freedom here, just about t-test, it says that the nth value being automatically defined from the other value. So how will it be automatically defined?
Means what they are saying, for example, see, where the sum of this is considered to have n minus 1 degrees of freedom, isn't it? As for any defined value of x bar, only n minus values can be freely assigned. The nth being automatically defined from the other values. Now this statement will not fit over here. That n value will be defined only, na? Number of observations we are considering as the n value, isn't it? Are you
Yes.
saying same thing, na? Means you are saying that this should not be there. Nth being automatically defined from the other values.
Yes, sir. How will it be defined by the other value?
So this value can be defined if you refer that appendix, na?
Yes.
At that time you can get this information. Ki maybe on what basis they have given. These statistical tables are defined one and the standard one. Means all the values are fixed. Now we have not written this value for 0.10 or 10% probability for this 11 degrees of freedom is 1.80. They have validated it through the statistical parameters. For example, paired t-test hai, or maybe basis on the basis of t difference or the difference in mean. According to that, they have given this value and being automatically defined from the other values. That is the meaning of that. I think so. Isn't it?
Okay.
I again just cross check all this particular statement. Isn't it? Ki nth
Okay.
being automatically defined from the other values. My understanding is what they have given set of standard table in appendix, and based on that value we are using this value. For example, L1 ke liye we are using 10% probability of 1.80. So that is a given, and we are referring this as a standard to check our result. This is my understanding. Still, now this is a question. I again cross check it, and again I will get back to you.
Okay. Thank you, sir.
So this is about t table, or maybe the t students t test. So clear, everybody? You have to remember formula. You should know the formula. Another thing is about you have to compare. Means on what basis you will compare this result with standard t table value or the t value, and write down the interpretation. अभी यहाँ पे difference is far 9.4 is too much difference. Now another observation they have given कि if the calculated value for t less than 1.80 है, then there would have been no significance in the results and no apparent bias in the laboratory procedure, as the tables would have indicated a probability of greater than 1 in 10 of obtaining that value. So clear? Miss, here they have given compare. For example, your value is somewhat very far, 1.80 से लेके सीधा 9.4 है यहाँ पे. So they are saying that it is highly significant and some bias exists in the laboratory procedure. Another, if our value is less than this standard value, so what will be our observation? Then we should write no significance in the results and no apparent bias in the laboratory procedure. So this is about t-test, students t-test. Clear?
Yes, sir.
Then shall we move towards f-test? Yes, can we move further?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Okay,
Yes, sir.
ठीक है. अभी देखो नेक्स्ट जो वैल्यू है एफ टेस्ट. व्हाट इज द सिनोनिम फॉर एफ टेस्ट? वेरिएंस. क्या है? व्हाट इज द सिनोनिम फॉर एफ टेस्ट? If you see over here,
Variance ratio.
variance ratio test, isn't it? अभी देखो what f test says, this is a use to compare the precisions of two sets of data. For example, the result of two different analytical methods or the results from two different laboratories. It is calculated from the equation. So this is a formula. F is equal to S square A divided by S square B. So this is used to compare the precisions of two sets of data. This is a keyword. For example, question will come, write down significance of F test. So first point obviously you will write, that is for comparison of results. And another important key point you should mention, it is used to compare the precisions of two sets of data. And formula is F is equal to S square A divided by S square B. So here, see, if you read this note carefully, the larger value of S is always used as the numerator, so that the value of F is always greater than the unity. This is a logic behind using this formula. जो भी standard deviation रहेगा, it is used as a numerator, so that the value of F is always greater than unity, and the value obtained for F is then checked for its significance against values in the F table calculated from an F distribution corresponding to the number of degrees of freedom for the two sets of data. Again, you will get some standard F values, isn't it? So that also you will get in appendix 13 of this OGL book. But in exam, you will get ready-made. For example, problem along with standard F value you will get. So read this problem now. Example number 5. The standard deviation from one set of 11 determinations is 0.210, and standard deviation from another 13 determinations was 0.641. So what they are asking, is there any significant difference between the precision of these two sets of results? For example, one person did this experiment, another person did this experiment, and they got these values, and they have to mention, or we have to justify, is there any significant difference between the precisions of these two sets of results? So what we have to do, we have to substitute these values. F is equal to S square A divided by S square B. I mean, what is the S square A? Which standard deviation value we will take as a numerator? जो भी larger value है वो, that will be our numerator. So here you are getting 0.641. So 0.641 square divided by 0.210 square. So after doing this calculation, you are getting 9.4. And this is the table. This is a standard table. Probability at 0.10, 0.05 and 0.01, 2.28, 2.91 and 4.71. Again, you will check this our result with this standard value. Then see in what way they have interpreted this. The first value 2.28 corresponds to 10% probability. Second value corresponds to 5% probability, and third value corresponds to 1% probability. So under these conditions, there is a less than 1 chance in 100 that these precisions are similar. To put in another way, we can mention the difference between the two sets of data is highly significant. So we have to repeat the procedure, or we have to again validate the result, whatever these two observations or whatever the these two observations are there. Means biases exist in the procedure. That again justification we can write over here, because the value is far away from standard values, right? So either you can mention कि these precisions are similar, means this is a chance 1 in 100, कम से कम जो है, that is 1% probability, 2.28. Or maybe we can write the difference between the two sets of data is highly significant. Again, they have given another justification, or maybe what we can say condition. If the F value to be less than 2.28, then it would have been possible to say that there was no significant difference between the precisions at the 10% level, isn't it? At the 10% level. So according to that, you can modify, or you can see what is your result, compare with the standard F value, and then you can justify. So this is about F test, comparison of results. Clear these 2 points, T test and
Yes,
F
sir.
test?
Yes, sir.
ठीक है.
Yes, sir.
Good. Then we'll move on next point, that is comparison of the means of two samples. Comparison of the means of two samples. So here, if you read this comparison of means of two samples, when a new analytical method is being developed, it is a usual practice to compare the values of the mean and precision of the new test method with those of an established procedure. Means whatever we are doing in a laboratory, that we have to compare with the standard method or whatever the method is already developed. So the value of T when comparing two sample means, that is x1 bar and x2 bar, is given by the formula. This formula we have to again note down. T value or T is equal to x1 bar, first method mean, minus x2 bar, pooled standard deviation. See here small superscript में subscript में यहाँ पे small p दिया है, SP. So that is called as the pooled standard deviation in square root of 1 upon n1 plus 1 upon n2, where SP is the pooled standard deviation and it is calculated from the two sample standard deviations S1 and S2. So SP is equal to n1 minus 1 S1 square plus n2 minus 1 S2 square divided by n1 plus n2 minus 2. So it should be stressed that there must not be significant difference between the precisions of the methods. Or before applying this test, what they are saying, hence the F test is applied prior to using the T test in a equation. So this is about comparison of two sets of data. So here problem you can note down. The following results were obtained. Yeah, just clear background noise. See, now another problem you can refer. This problem is related to comparison of means or comparison of two sets of data. The following results were obtained in a comparison between a new method and standard method for the determination of percentage of nickel. So this is a new method, this is a standard method. They have given mean, standard deviation and number of samples. Here n1 is equal to 5, n2 is equal to 6. Then test at the 5% probability value if the new method mean is significantly different from the standard reference mean. So F test must be applied to establish that there is no significant difference between the precisions of the two methods. So first we have applied F test. Again formula same, S square A divided by S square B. Which value will be in the numerator? Larger standard deviation. So here see, larger standard deviation new method का है. So that's why 0.130 square 0.095 square is equal to 1.87. So F value at 5% from the table for 4 and 5 degrees of freedom are 5.19, means less than, our result is getting less than this. So the calculated value of F is less than the tabulated value. So the methods have comparable precisions and so the T test can be used with the confidence. तो एक बार F test भी apply तो we got a confidence कि चलो यहाँ पे जो 1.87 है that is a less as compared to the standard one or maybe a given values. Then you can apply the formula about pooled standard deviation and the T test. Then pooled standard deviation, this formula आपको याद करना पड़ेगा. This formula you have to just keep in mind, n1 minus 1 s1 square plus n2 minus 1 s2 square divided by n1 plus n2 minus 2. So see, they have substituted this. 5 observations है n1 minus 1. According to that we got plus or minus 0.112, and then this pooled standard deviation, whatever value we got, that we will substitute in a t value, this formula. T is equal to x1 bar minus x2 bar divided by this. So t value, pooled standard deviation we have calculated, that is 0.112. So we are getting as a 2.66 as a final value. At 5% level standard value कितना दिया है आपको? 2.26 है. Very slight difference. See here 2.26 है and you got 2.66. So what is your justification? T calculated, आपने जो calculate किया है, that is more than that of standard value 2.26. This line you just read. T calculated is more than tabulated. So there is a significant difference at the specified probability between the mean results of the two methods. So in this way you can justify this problem, whatever problem, comparison of two sets of data, percentage of nickel content in a special steel by new method and the standard method. So what is the takeaway from this problem? You have to first check whether that fit in a precision or not. Then you will apply F value. अगर F value का जो result है वो कम आया, या maybe if we got less value as compared to standard, then blindly you can go for T value or maybe the T test. And to apply this formula T test, we require pooled standard deviation. Then we have calculated pooled standard deviation and then substituted in this formula, and then we have written result over here. Clear? Next, this statistical tool, third test, comparison of two sets of data.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes. No?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Good.
Yes, sir.
Then next statistical tool, that is paired t-test. Just note down paired t-test. This is another method of validating a new procedure, is to compare the results using samples of varying composition with the values obtained by an accepted method. The manner of performing this calculation is best illustrated by an example. So we will check this example. This is the example of paired t-test. See, the t-test using samples of different composition. Two different methods, A and B, were used for analysis of 5 different ion compounds. Sample method A and method B. So for example, method A का result ये आया है 17.6, 6.8, 14.2, 20.5, 9.7. Method B result will be like this. So it should be apparent that in this example it would not be correct to attempt the calculation by the method described previously, जो हम लोगों ने देखा just recently, t-test, f-test, or maybe the comparison of the results. So here we have to apply paired t-test, isn't it? Because in this case the difference D between each pair of results are calculated, and D bar, the mean of the difference, is obtained, and the standard deviation, that is SD of the difference, is then evaluated, and the results are tabulated as follows. So for example, this problem you will get in exam up to this, and apply statistical tool as a paired t-test. Then we will solve like this. For example, we will prepare this table. Method A ka result we will write. This is a given information. Method B, this is a given information. Then what you have to find out? Difference, isn't it? D value between two methods, 17.6 and 17.9, 6.8 and 7.1, 14.2, 13.8. So they have calculated D value over here, isn't it? Difference ये दोनों का mean 17.6, 17.9, 6.8, 7.1. Then D minus D bar. अब यहाँ पे देखो, after calculating this difference, they have added summation of D is equal to 0.5, and D bar is what? 0.5 divided by number of observations 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 0.5 divided by 5 is equal to 0.1. So this is a d bar. Then d minus d bar. So 0.3 minus 0.1. 0.3 minus 0.1. They have calculated d minus d bar value over here. Then d minus d bar square they did. तो इसका स्क्वायर क्या है 0.2 स्क्वायर 0.2 स्क्वायर 0.5 0.3 0.4 and this summation of d minus d bar square is equal to 0.58. So this is 0.58 they have calculated, and they use formula of standard deviation. What is the standard deviation formula? Summation of x minus x bar square divided by n minus 1. So d minus d bar square, that is 0.58 divided by observations कितना है 5 है 5 minus 1 4. Our result is 0.38. Isn't it? Then they applied t value over here, t value, t formula. T is equal to what? D bar in square root of n divided by standard deviation. जो student t test है, same formula. Instead of x bar, here we are taking as a difference d bar, square root of n divided by sd. Then d bar क्या है? Same thing, 0.1 into n value क्या है? Number of observations, square root of 5 divided by standard deviation 0.38. So this is a 0.58. Then compare this value with t value. ये 0.5 आपका result आया है. Then this value you will compare with the tabulated value 2.78. Already दिया है आपको problem में at 5% probability. So what is your justification or interpretation then? This value is less. So since the calculated value is less than this, there is a no significant difference between the methods. So obviously there will be no bias exist in the laboratory procedure. These two analysts are following. So you can give green signal for this. Key whatever things are there, that is up to mark as per statistics that are correct. So this is about paired t-test. This paired t-test. Isn't it? So here difference is important. Clear this point now? Paired t-test.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Now last two tools are remaining. Then we will cover that tools also. Number of replicate determinations we don't have in exam this in syllabus. See, this is the important point. Correlation and regression. Means we are doing, suppose correlation and regression R square value in analysis practical we are doing calibration curve, absorbance versus concentration. We will check linearity and that R square value should come close to 1. अगर R square अगर 1 आया तो then we can say कि all the points are linear. So that point is here, correlation and regression. Means two tools are there. You can just note down. One is correlation coefficient, that is R value, and another you can refer linear regression. Correlation coefficient and linear regression. These two tools are there. So just write down correlation coefficient. In correlation coefficient, if you see, or I just give some gist about this paragraph. Calibration curve, everybody knows calibration curve we are plotting, isn't it? See, when using instrumental method, it is often necessary to carry out the calibration procedure by using series of samples, standards, each having known concentration of the analyte to be determined. So calibration curve is constructed by measuring instrumental signal for each standard and plotting this response against concentration. Just imagine that we are doing UV calibration curve. We have prepared various dilutions and we are recording absorbance, dilutions of concentration. For example, 2, 4, 6, 8 ppm का हम लोगों ने बनाया series of concentration, and we check absorbance of 2 ppm 0.20, 4 ppm 0.40, means that linearity should come, isn't it? And according to that, we will plot the calibration curve, absorbance versus concentration. Provided the same experimental conditions are used for measurements of the standards and for the unknown samples, the concentration of the latter may be determined from the calibration curve by graphical interpolation. Now, colorimeter में भी हम लोगों ने unknown concentration find out किया, for example in case of salicylic acid or maybe और क्या किया था हम लोगों ने, assay of salicylic acid और क्या था? Anybody remembers? Two experiments we have done. Streptomycin, very good. तो salicylic acid और streptomycin में हम लोगों ने unknown concentration find out किया था. We have plotted graph and then we have extrapolated. We have seen कि whatever absorbance of unknown, and according to that we plotted on that graph. So there are two statistical tests that should be applied to the calibration curve. तो जो भी graph हम लोगों ने plot किया है ना, तो for that graph we can apply two statistical parameters, which are that to ascertain if the graph is linear or in the form of curve. So that is called as a correlation. And second statistical parameters we can apply to evaluate the best straight line or curve throughout the data points. That is called as a regression, linear regression. जो भी straight line का equation है ना, y is equal to mx plus c. So to check whether our line is straight or not. So that is called as linear regression. And to check our points are linear or not, that is called as correlation coefficient. So for that, R value or this formula we should know. What is the R? R is equal to N into summation of x1 y1 minus summation of x1 into y1 in square root of all these x1 and y1. These x1 y1 are nothing but the variables or whatever the values you are observing. So initially you will feel this formula somewhat difficult, isn't it? But when you solve problems related to correlation coefficient, at that time you will feel easy. So n is the number of data points. तो r का वैल्यू कितना आना चाहिए? स्टैंडर्ड वैल्यू, द वैल्यू ऑफ r मस्ट बी बिटवीन +1 and -1. The nearer it to the +1, or in the case of negative correlation to -1, then greater is the probability that a fixed linear relationship exists between the variables x and y. तो आपका जो r का वैल्यू है, that should close to 1. जितना close आएगा, then you can write down interpretation. Yes, my points are linear, my observation is linear. Although the correlation coefficient R would easily be calculated with the help of calculator. So, now this is a formula they have given. Now we all are using scientific calculators. So if you observe it, so already they have mentioned this R square value, isn't it? If you just put values and according to that you can calculate on a modern calculator or maybe scientific calculator. This R we can get easily on Calc also. But we have a problem, but we are getting sums related to correlation coefficient. So obviously we have to mug up this formula about R value. So you see, this is the example. For example, you will get this problem in exam. Quinine may be determined by measuring the fluorescence intensity in sulfuric acid solution. Standard solution of quinine give the following fluorescence values. Calculate the correlation coefficient. Whatever highlighted part is there, for example, that is a problem for you, and we have to find out correlation coefficient or the R. So given information क्या है? Concentration of quinine 0.0, 0.10, 0.20, 0.30, and with respect to that, intensity on instrument. All these are the arbitrary units, for example. Then how will you calculate R value? So you have to divide this data in this particular table. So we should know table for this. X1 we will find out, Y1 we will find out, X1 square, Y1 square, and X1 Y1. So X1 hai, for example, this concentration of quinine we are mentioning as a X1, our x-axis. Y1 we are mentioning as this 0.00, 5.2, 9.9, 15.9, 19.10. Then summation of x1 square 0.30. summation of y1 square 723.95, x1 y1 summation of x1 y1. Again we have calculated summation of x1 square, इसका जो summation x1 square है, summation of y1 square and n is equal to 5. Why we have done? Because we have to substitute all these things in a given formula, whatever formula for r value is there. So that's why we have done this exercise. We have make it in a tabular form, just did all the key indicators, and then once you got all the values, then you substituted all these values in a given formula. Here r is equal to, तो जो भी x1 square है वो 5 है into 14.73. So whatever calculation or whatever the things we have done over here, we have substituted in this formula. N is equal to summation of x1 y1 minus summation of x1 into summation of y1. So according to that, we have done substituted all the values, and according to that we got value answer 0.9987. That is very close to 1. So hence there is a very strong indication that a linear relationship exists between the fluorescence intensity and concentration over the given range of concentration. This is our justification. If this value is very close to 1, so obviously linearity is exist between whatever our data points are there. So clear this correlation coefficient?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Correlation coefficient. And then the last statistical tool we have, that is linear regression. So similarly for FT जैसे synonym word है, so for linear regression also one synonym word is there, and that method is called as the least square method. देखो least square method. So in examination either they can say calculate the give or maybe whatever the problems we have based on least square method. So least square is nothing but linear regression. What is a linear regression? Straight line equation. That is y is equal to ax plus b. Or maybe we have done practice earlier. That is y is equal to mx plus c. Y is our axis. A is about slope. X plus b. So this is about linear regression. So first we will just take quick review about what it is exactly. Now once the linear relationship has been shown to have a high probability by the value of the correlation coefficient r. So initially we have done exercise कि चलो r value is very close to 1. Then once the linear relationship established, then the best straight line through the data points has to be estimated. And this can often be done by visual inspection of the calibration graph. But in many cases, it is far better practice to evaluate the best straight line by linear regression or by the method of least square. That equation is called as y is equal to ax plus b. So here y is what? That is the dependent variable or y-axis. For example, absorbance versus concentration. So dependent variable is plotted as a result of changing x. The independent variable. So x or y-axis we have. So one is the dependent, another is the independent. For example, calibration curve in atomic absorption spectroscopy would be obtained from the measured value. So just take earlier example only, quinine sulfate wala. So to obtain the regression line y on a x, the slope of the line and the intercept on a y-axis are given by the following equation. A is equal to slope of line. How will you calculate? N summation of x1 y1 minus summation of x1 into summation of y1 divided by n summation of x1 square minus summation of x1 square. Whereas b is equal to what? यहाँ पे b, how will you calculate? Y minus ax bar, isn't it? So this is a calculation of b value, where x bar is the mean of all the values of x1 and y bar is the mean of all the values of y1. So in linear regression, what is the takeaway from this paragraph? The first point is about we have to check linearity of our points, whether it fits in a straight line or not. Then we should know what is the y-axis, or which are the dependent variables and which are independent variables, and formula for the same. A is equal to this, and B slope how will you calculate based on this. So the same problem they have taken over here. Calculate by the least square method the equation of the best straight line for the calibration curve in the previous example. जो भी हमने R वैल्यू यहाँ पे निकाला है, सेम प्रॉब्लम, concentration of quinine, fluorescence intensity, we got R value around 1. So same thing is there. So we have to check by the least square method the equation of the best straight line for the calibration curve. Then we have done this exercise. Summation of x1, summation of y1, same data we have written over here. जो भी हमने ये टेबल बना के लिखा है, summation of x1, summation of y1, summation of x1 square. So same thing we have written over here, summation of x1 square. Additional point what they have taken, x bar and y bar. What is the x bar? That is summation of x1 divided by n. तो summation of x1 अपना 1 है, उसके observation point से 5 is equal to 0.2. y bar है summation of y1 divided by n is equal to 9.9. So by substituting the values in equation 7 and 8, isn't it? जो भी whatever the x bar and y bar we got, so we substituted all these values in a given formula. A का जो formula है वो n into summation of x1 y1 minus x1 into y1. तो देखो यहाँ पे क्या आता है वैल्यू, a is equal to 48.3. Now we will calculate b. Then they have mentioned formula b is equal to y bar minus a x bar. So that's why x bar is this, y bar is this. 9.9 minus 48.3 into 0.2. So this is the a value, 48.3 into 0.2 is equal to 0.24. So the equation of the straight line, क्या है equation of straight line? This y is equal to ax plus b. So y is equal to a कितना है आपका 48.3, x plus b वैल्यू कितना है 0.24. So y is equal to 48.3 x plus 0.24. So this is a best straight line equation based on least square method. And again, question can come in this way: if the fluorescence intensity of the test solution was found to be 16.1, आपको unknown दिया है, and then you have to calculate. So for example, fluorescence intensity of that solution 16.1 आया, then an estimate of the concentration of quinine in this unknown could be, then you have substituted 16.10, जो भी आंसर आया है वो, that is y value is equal to 48.3 into x plus 0.24. So x का जो भी वैल्यू आएगा, that will be your answer, that is 0.32. So according to that, you can find out the best straight line equation, and according to also you can get this x as well as the y value if anyone has not given. So clear, this is about least square method, linear regression or least square method. So these are the statistical tools, or means these are the probable problems can come on these statistical tools. So which are that? Start से हम for example quick revision करेंगे. So mean, standard deviation and coefficient of variation, this we have seen. Then confidence interval we have seen. After confidence interval we have seen students t-test, then f-test. After that we have seen paired t-test, then comparison of means of two samples, then correlation, and later on last point is about least square method, linear regression. So these are the basic things required to understand or to solve problems related to statistics. So if you refer this particular book, or these are the whatever the points we have just discussed, so that is more than sufficient to get out of marks on these statistics problems, because always around I think 7 or 8 marks are there in for statistics problems. So I am sure you all can score good marks on statistics problem as well as our UV Lambert-Beers law, A is equal to ABC problem. That are also very
Yes.
easy, isn't it? So, guys, is it okay for you? Whatever information you received related to this point.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
So I have some presentation, I mean some questions also. So already I don't know whether Hardik made you or not, or I think I have already forwarded in your.
Sir, it is already been mailed to them.
So see, these are the problems. So you can just take it as an assignment, or if you wish, so tomorrow also we can continue for such kind of the problems. Whatever, for example, this problem that is related to mean and standard deviation. The second problem is related to F value. Then third problem, देखो, two different methods X and Y were used for the analysis of 6 different tablets. The percentage of API content is tabulated. So you have to find out method X and method Y. So that is about difference in mean. D value, D bar वाला जो problem है, that is this problem. Then fourth one, ciprofloxacin, measuring absorbance and concentrations. To calculate the correlation coefficient value, R value find out करना है आपको. Then this problem देखो, the following data was obtained. Use t-test to check whether the true mean concentration of the drug is 100. Given tabulated T is this and this. Then this is about Q value, second problem, Q test. Again, this is about correlation coefficient. Again, this is about pool F value. So you can just take this exercise, isn't it? Solve these total 8 problems are there. Total 8 problems are there, isn't it? So you can just solve at your home, and let us see whether you can make it. And here I think I have forwarded answers also, isn't it? So I have mentioned here, see one red means ये जो problem है ना ये, this is the red वाला, तो इसका आंसर भी मैंने नीचे फॉरवर्ड किया है. तो 100 is not that much good, but better way you can solve and you can just cross check whether you got that particular point or not. ये second problem का आंसर है, then ये third problem का आंसर है, this is the fourth problem का आंसर है. Then quiz.
Screen is same.
Huh?
It's not changing. Screen
Ah,
is
then-
not changing, sir.
You are getting screen now?
No, sir.
हाँ, तो अभी ये स्क्रीन नहीं आ रहा है आपको?
नहीं
No, screen is not coming.
आ रहा है सर.
आ रहा है या नहीं आ
सब
रहा है?
सब सब सबको नहीं आ रहा.
It's there, but what you are saying is not showing here. One sum is there, standard deviation and CV.
On screen you are getting these two problems now?
तो स्क्रीन पे वोगल ही दिख रहा है अभी तक.
हाँ, दो गल ही दिख रहे हैं सर.
ओके ओके ओके, सॉरी सॉरी. हाँ बोल ना, एक मिनट. हाँ अभी आ रहे हैं.
हाँ सर अभी आया.
हाँ सर.
हाँ सो सॉरी, वो शेयर नहीं हुआ था. तो ये जो these are the problems, see 1 2 3 4, total 4 problems are there. Then 5 6, this is a quiz 1 and this is a quiz 2, isn't it? So this problem, the mean of 7 determinations of the aspirin content of tablet. So this problem is related to the confidence level or confidence interval. Then 3 and 4. So you can just take this problem as a homework or maybe the assignment. And I have given answer also here, isn't it? So now you are getting screen.
Yes sir.
So handwriting is not that much good, but you can just compare. You can solve at your own and just check whether you are getting proper result or not. The standard answers I have given over here, isn't it? And I have given some division also. For example, quiz 1 में जो first problem है for this quiz 1 में this the following data was obtained for concentration of drug in a sample. So this is the data. Use the t-test to check whether the true mean concentration of the drug is this and this. Given tabulated t and 9 degrees of freedom is 1.83. If you solve this problem, so this is a pointer I have given. Tabular form अगर आपने बनाया वो problem के लिए तो you will get 1 mark. Then standard deviation formula if you have written properly, then 0.5 marks you will get. Standard deviation का value proper निकाला, then 0.866. So you will get 0.5 marks. Then t-test formula you have to write, then 0.5 marks. Answer you have to check, then you will get 0.5 marks. And this is a justification. As the calculated value for t is this and this, the result is highly significant, and this implies that some particular bias exists in the laboratory procedures. So according to that, you can solve about q-test value and all those things. So this presentation also I will forward you, isn't it? So that you can get practice problem at your home, total 8 problems. So you can solve at your own and just cross check answers over here below that only. Slide number 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So in this way you can score good marks in statistics. Okay?
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So
Yes,
shall another one more session we can take, maybe we can just discuss about blueprint of question paper, isn't it? Maybe 10 or 15 minutes we can only talk on that, so that you can get some pointers कि मुझे ये chapter को इतना weightage है and according to that I have to study. So that exercise we will do.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So any doubts, any specific doubt to anybody?
No, sir.
No, sir.
No, sir. No.
So have you really enjoyed this class?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Good.
Yes, sir.
चलो take care now, isn't it? अगर कुछ doubt
Yes,
है तो you
sir.
can
Yes,
WhatsApp or
Sir.
we can directly talk on phone.
So, sir,
सर
tomorrow you are
रमन के
taking
कौन सा
lecture?
रेफरेंस बुक यूज करें?
बोलो.
So, tomorrow you are taking lecture?
तुम्हारा अभी क्या चाहिए लेक्चर में? ये तो स्टैटिस्टिक्स का तो हो गया है.
हाँ सर, अभी आपने बोला ना कि वो आप पॉइंटर्स कौन से चैप्टर में से कितने मार्क्स का कुछ.
हाँ, so that we can tomorrow. I think journal club activities है जैसी है.
Yes sir, 3 to 4.
हाँ ठीक है. So I will inform you exact timing. Maybe tomorrow
Okay,
or
sir,
day
okay.
after tomorrow.
Okay sir.
Not too much lengthy,
Sir.
hardly 15 or 20 minutes.
सर
Okay,
रमन
sir.
के लिए रेफरेंस बुक कौन सा है?
For which?
रमन
Raman के लिए you can refer ना YR Sharma.
ओके सर.
हाँ, YR Sharma is good book. Any other? So it's okay then.
No sir.
Should we
Okay sir.
close?
Yes,
Yeah. चलो bye bye.
Bye sir. Take care sir.
Bye. Thank
Yeah.
you so much.
चलो bye.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, bye bye.